Hey, welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties and Sports. Week 4 of the NFL is complete, and tonight the Bucks versus Falcons to kick off Week 5. I'm Spitface. Please welcome our host, the First Lady of Sports Talk, Cheryl Smith. Hey, First Lady.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, we are already in Week 5. My goodness, time is flying by already for the NFL.
Oh yeah, it's moving along, and I think that there is going to be some surprises in this season, and. I know a lot of folks say, 4 games have been played and now they ready. Well, that's going to be the winner. This is going to be the loser. But I go, it's going to be a long season with that extra game.
Right, so, exactly.
So that might flip the script on a few folks. Now, this week on Shout Out, we have performances from Mazii, Mone't, plus Chris Jasper. Yeah, that guy. Will they find their shining star or get the cold feel of the mute button? First Lady, we're ready. What you say?
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as the Philadelphia Eagles wish they could fly far, far away from a beatdown by the Buccaneers, losing the game with a final score of 33-16. Is it the Eagles' turn to be a question wrapped inside an enigma? Is Mr. Hurts hurt? Should Eagles fans be worried about these early losses? Is it the defense or offense that's holding them back, or the quarterback? Will the Washington Commanders leapfrog over both the Eagles and the Cowboys to win the NFC East? Is it their time? Marvelous Marvin Hagler, rest in peace. Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Oh, my goodness. Well, it's just I just don't know what to say about the Eagles right now because, it's like fly, Eagles, fly. And to be honest with you, they're acting like their wings have been clipped. They're not flying. This team is struggling both offensively and defensively. Jalen Hurts has been awful. He has been a turnover machine. And Spitface, his pocket presence has been non-existent. He hasn't been able to get passes to receivers when they are open. He seems to be bailing out of the pocket too soon, which is causing him to have all these turnovers. Hurts is playing like the quarterback that Nick Saban removed for Tua in Alabama. This trend regarding the Eagles' offense with Jalen Hurts has been on a precipitous fall from Week 13 last year compared to when they went to the Super Bowl in 2022. It was quite interesting. There's stats that showed the Eagles are 3-8 compared to 2022 when they were 16-4. Since they were 16-4, now they're 3-8. Their points per game, they went from second in 2022 to now they're 22nd. Their pass yards per attempt, they're currently 20th from when 2022 they was third. And Jalen Hurts' passer rating, he was number 4. He was in 4th in 2022. Now he's 20th. So it's been a problem. And the touchdown interception ratio, he was number 1, and now he's in 26th place. So, these statistics tell you the story that the Eagles team they've just been mediocre. And the problem for the Eagles, has been like all facets. The defense, offense, and the quarterback is holding them back. I can't determine who is the problem. It's all of them is the problem. Even their special team is the problem. The defense has been non-aggressive, missing tackles. The special teams have been they've just been a complete mess with players running into each other, and there's a lot of miscommunications that continues to cost them issues. And, of course, I can't leave Nick Sirianni out of this mess either, because he really hasn't made any great decision with his play calling. Now, they do have Kellen Moore calling the plays. He came over from the Cowboys to call the plays, but Sirianni also gets involved with the final decision. So this entire team really has been inept. And to be honest with you, they're fortunate that their record is 2-2. And this week they're on a bye, so they have time to get themselves together and regroup. And to be honest, another factor that's positive for the Eagles is the fact that the Cowboys have been such a mess. The Cowboys have just been as mediocre as the Eagles. And, so they definitely still have time to get themselves together. Jalen Hurts, I don't think he's injured. I just think he's not playing well. And they got to get it together. Now, the Commanders, yes, they are soaring. And as of things now, if I have to make a guess, I would say the Commanders will leapfrog both the Eagles and the Cowboys and win the NFC East. Because whoever wins the NFC East, obviously they go to the playoffs, because I don't think with the strong teams in the NFC conference, there will not be any other team from the East to go to the playoffs. So whoever wins that division needs to win the divisions. And, now the Commanders, they're soaring high now, but they got a very tough stretch of their schedule in November, because they have 3 games, straight back-to-back games, that they have the Steelers, they have the Eagles, and they have the Cowboys. So, that's going to tell the story whether or not the Commanders will survive and win that division, because if they can get through that stretch, then it'll be easy sailing for the Commanders. They are the up-and-coming team. They definitely on the rise. Who would have thought that Daniels, the quarterback, would be that great? It seems like what's happening is it's better to be number 2 pick versus the number 1 overall pick for 2 straight years. C.J. Stroud has definitely been doing much better than Bryce Young, and it looks like Jalen Daniels has been doing much better than Caleb Williams. So right now, if I'm this season, I don't want the number 1 pick. Give me the number 2 pick. That's what I would say. Give me the number 2 pick. But yes, I think the Commanders are definitely going to survive and take this division. It'll be interesting, because it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. But the Eagles are not flying high. All right, Spitface, what you saying?
First Lady, the Eagles are not flying high. It might be an understatement. And, when you said the special teams, the offense and the defense and the coaches, that's not a good situation to be in. When the whole and it's like, what happened? And I think part of what happened was not winning, going to the Super Bowl and not winning. And it happens to teams. They go to the Super Bowl and they lose, and it just seems like, it seems like they're lost in the desert for the next couple of years. And so I wonder if they're kind of victims of not winning the Super Bowl. Now, obviously, well, I won't say obviously, but if the season continues the way it is, in other words, they end up being a 500 team, or slightly above 500 because, you got that odd extra game, that ain't going to make it. And it might just be that the coaching situation will have to change. Because when you have a whole team breakdown, that's not you can't get rid of the whole team, but you got to start looking at the coach. So that coach is on right now that hot seat is warming up. Now they got plenty of time to turn it around, but they better make a move real quick. And as we know, Cowboy Nation, no matter what happens, there's the expectation that they will be in the big game, and they don't get there. Now, I'm like, Dak is the highest paid player, period. And I don't know, if he will be Tony Romo, if he'll be a better Tony Romo or a Danny White. I'm just not sure. Now he's gonna get his stats, and he is just a stat machine. But the Cowboys seem to continue the pattern of they can beat teams with losing records. Teams with a winning record, they tend to not win. So and if it's a big game, they tend to not win. So I could see the Commanders playing over their heads with a rookie quarterback, and the thing for the Commanders is that people will look at C.J. Stroud and say, "Hey, can he do that?" Which is take your team to the playoffs and as a rookie, and the Commanders might be able to do that with help from the Eagles and Cowboys. Now, I think the only other now you got the Giants, and nobody expects the Giants to do anything. But the Giants are in that situation where all they can do is get better. They could totally fall off, but there are no expectations for them to do anything. So, they can steal a game or two that might just hurt the Eagles and Cowboys. But I do see that the Commanders, hey, just call them Froggy. They ready to jump. That's all I'm saying, personally.
Well, you mentioned the Giants. I didn't even mention the Giants when I did my soliloquy, because what the Giants have no shot at anything. So, maybe they could be spoilers. I don't know. But when we talked about that East, is it's going to come down to either the Cowboys, the Eagles, or the Commanders. And right now, the Commanders are playing the best. But as I indicated, they do got a stretch of games that they have to get through. If they can get through that stretch of game, then, hey, they are going to be the team to win that division. All right, Spitface, over to you.
All right, the Commanders. Who would have thunk it, but we shall see. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion, overpowering over the competition I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that all get sliced and diced. Competition, paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, huh? Mama said knock you out, huh? We are talking about the knockout punches. The Ravens kept landing on the Bills. The Ravens beat the Bills like a rug, 35-10, and had them looking discombobulated on defense and offense. If you were choosing a QB and the options were Lamar or Josh, who would you choose? After the loss to KC, have the Ravens made the adjustments needed to go on a roll all the way to the Super Bowl? Leroy Satchel Paige, Walter Buck Leonard, and James Cool Papa Bell are asking what you saying. First Lady, I did not expect the Ravens to put a whooping on the Bills. I did not. I expected a really close game coming down to the wire, and that did not happen. The Bills, it was just like, they had, the Ravens had ate their Wheaties. They ate their Wheaties that morning and came out on fire. And who didn't look good on the Ravens side of the ball? Now, Josh, I think one of the things for the Bills is that there's over expectation, and Josh is such a good quarterback that flaws on the Bills team, they're just missed because Josh is so good. Josh would do it for us, and not that Josh can't handle the pressure, but Josh can't block for himself. As he's setting up the pass. And teams playing better, defenses get better. And, and now the weaknesses of Buffalo may be starting to catch up with them. And I think that there's some things going on in that locker room where we may be looking, not during the season, but I think that there will be a coaching change for the Bills. And I think there would, because sometimes, it's like if you can't get over the hump and you keep being there, you got to make it, you got to, something got to change. And the Bills are not the dominating team that they've been the last couple, at least in this first quarter. So they got a lot on the line. Now the Ravens on the other side look like, man, they done made some adjustments, and now it's like they barely lost to KC, and these two teams KC and the Ravens will meet up in the playoffs. And right now, the KC is winning, but right now I like the moves that the Ravens are making because they are getting some balance, and it's gonna be game on come the playoffs. First Lady, what you say?
Well, I mean, the Ravens, yes, they look like they got their footing back, and then they're going to do well. But if we're talking about who you're going to choose as a quarterback, Lamar or Josh, I'm going to take Josh over Lamar. And the main reasons why I'm taking Josh over Lamar is because, they both can run the ball. Obviously, Lamar is quicker and more fluid with his running, but Josh can run. Josh is a power runner, but he can get the job done. But Josh, what sets them apart really is the fact that Josh has a stronger arm than Lamar, and that makes a big difference. As a quarterback, you need to ultimately know how to make the accurate, strong passes. And unfortunately, Lamar struggles with that sometimes. He can make the obvious pass, but when you're talking about those tight passes or a pass leading to get to a touchdown, he struggles a lot with it. And Josh is probably could be a little erratic sometimes because he always was trying to be that superhero when it comes to making those passes, but he can make the pass. He has a very, very strong arm. So I really think, if I'm making a choice, I'm going to take Josh. Now, Yeah, after that loss to KC, the Ravens definitely have made their adjustments. And as far as, the Bills being blown out in that game, to be honest with you, I mean, the Ravens needed that game more than the Bills because it was a do-or-die game for the Ravens because if they had lost that game, their record would have been 1-3. So they had to be more focused, and they definitely had to win that game. Now they have the Ravens. Obviously they beat the Bills. Now moving forward, they got a tough schedule. The Ravens have a very, very tough schedule. Their upcoming games, they got the Bengals, they got the Commanders, they got the Buccaneers. Then they play two soft teams. They play the Browns and the Broncos, and then they got the Bengals again, the Steelers, Chargers, Eagles, and then they get into their bye. That's a very daunting task for them to win all those games. So it's a very tough schedule. So we'll know whether or not they made the necessary adjustments and adjustments to get on a roll. Because if they get past that schedule, I can see them. I don't know if they're going to go to the Super Bowl, but I can see them definitely in the conference championship game. But, I mean, that's a tough schedule. Now, even though the Bengals are not playing that well, we know that they play the Ravens tough. That's one of their competitors, fighting for either a wild card spot or, into the championship game. So that's always been a battle. So that's why, and they got them twice. And so I believe if they can get through that tough schedule, then it will be, they will be rolling along. The Bills, nobody really expected the Bills to be where they are right now. Everybody, prior to the season had talked about the Bills. They're going to have a big drop, especially after Stephon Diggs left, and they really didn't have that many playmakers. But they have been surprising the Bills. So, they stomped all over the Miami Dolphins, and so we'll definitely, I actually didn't look at their schedule going forward, but they look like they've got a mixture of passing with the running game, and their defenses seems to be okay. So, it's going to be, the AFC is always a battle with the teams, definitely always a battle. So, like I said, I see the Bills. It's always going to be the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens. Now, whether or not the Bengals get back into the mix, they always start off slow, but we'll see if they get back in the mix. And then the question is whether or not are the Steelers really for real. We don't know if they are for real at all. But right now, the Ravens, again, if they get through that schedule, then yes, they are going to be on a roll. That's it. That's all I'm saying, Spitface.
All right, and your choice would be Josh. And I'd have to give Josh that edge, even though Lamar has been the MVP a couple of times. I'd still have to give the edge to Josh. First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Mazii. Now, that looks like Mone't to me. I'm going to say Mazii Mone't on Shout Out Part 1.
Look like a net to me.
Well, there's a hyphen over it, so that's Mone't.
The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Mazii Mone't.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. on the first part of the shout-out, we are featuring music from Mazii Mone't out of Redford, Charter Township, Michigan, from her hit album, Pop That. They say, quote, born in the electric city of Dallas and bred in the vibrant streets of Chicago, Mazii Mone't is an enigmatic Nigerian-American artist who has captured the hearts of music aficionados worldwide. Music aficionados worldwide. All right, DJ, I got a little bit tongue-tied, but let's hear Pop That.
Oh, you fine, think you looking good, hoes. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't put a better pussy. Y'all let another bitch from another part of town and send a pussy.
He told me about that, so I popped that one. He throw that money, I'll do it. Throw that money, I'll do it. You can't stop me, I'ma pop it like he told me to. You could be my daddy, be my sugar daddy. I got my reduce, so I'm tryna turn it up. Daddy said he want me, so I put that liquor in his cup. Once I playing with me, I'ma have him stuck. I just thinking about my butt. Yeah, he like the way I shake it in the club. So I pop that, I ain't stopping till you throw all your money on me. So I pop that, I ain't stopping till you throw all your money on me.
Let me see that ass. Roll it, bitch. Shake it real fast. I ain't got no time to be wasting. I came here to see pussy shaking.
He told me about that, so I popped that one. He throw that money, I'll do it. Throw that money, I'll do it. You can't stop me, I'ma pop it like he told me to. You could be my daddy, be my sugar daddy. Ah, yeah. I can see you watching over there. Daddy, throw that money, don't you stare. Don't be scared. Daddy, won't you share, yeah. Throw all your money, told me pop that. Throw all your money, don't watch me drop it.
Bring your ass over, let me see that ass. Roll it, bitch. Shake it real fast. I ain't got no time to be wasting. I came here to see pussy shaking.
All right. That was Pop That. All right. It already popped. Okay. You know what? I really thought it would be more Afro beats type of style of music, because I do love Afro beats music, you know. But that was more of the rap. I don't remember I've ever heard a Nigerian female rapper before. So that's kind of new for me. I'm going to give it a shout-out. It's not a strong shout-out, but I'm going to give it a shout-out. All right, Spitface, what's your opinion?
I'm hitting the mute. And I'm hitting the mute. I'm like, I think Mazii, I can't tell if she really has a good voice, because it seemed like it was just so much editing, and the and the rap guy, they could have just left him off the track altogether. To me, it just didn't show that she had a lot of talent, and a lot of the language was for effect, but it was like, really, like. So Mazii Mone't, I think you need to find what audience you really trying to talk to, that you're really trying to target, and maybe drop all the rap stuff and let's just hear your voice. And I thought the production was weak, and the sound was weaker, and the track was super short. So to Pop That was a fizzle.
All right. Well,
I'm
you
giving
really
it
did.
to
I
you.
think I'm trying to give her A for F. I mean, a little E for effort, I guess. Because I thought she was doing more rapping. You know, she really wasn't singing. I thought that was more rapping. But I do understand. I told you it wasn't a strong shout out. But anyway, you can check out Mazii at MaziiMone't.com. Let me spell it for you. That's MaziiMonet.com, and you can check her out also on the Old Grumpy Radio Network. On part 2 of Shout Out, we'll be featuring music from Chris Jasper formerly of the Isley Brothers. All right, is that the sound of our favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
Flipper, faster than lightning. No one you see is smarter than he. And we know Flipper lives in a world full of wonder, flying there under the sea.
All right. Hey, Flipper, you ready for that hurricane? Now, you know, I hope you got your friends already ready to go out to sea, because Milton looked like it might be a mess. But it's time for Flip It, while hosts defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The Lions spanked the Seahawks in a game that was more competitive than the score reflected. And they both have 3-1 records. Which team has a better chance of missing the playoffs? Defend. The Vikings are for real, which may lead the Lions out, even if they have a better record than the Seahawks. First Lady, right now, the Vikings are for real. Now, the Lions are for real, too. But given the competition in the NFC, it looks like maybe one team may come out of the NFC North. And that's whoever, wins the division. And right now, the Vikings are kicking butt, taking names, taking numbers, and so the Lions, who have been playing out their minds, they're going to be competitive. They'll be in the hunt. But if they can't get past the Vikings, they may be looking at vacation time come the playoffs. Now, the Seahawks, the NFC West is kind of in the NFC West, a lot is happening in that division, and the Seahawks are still the strongest team. The 49ers look like they got some issues. The Rams, I don't know where the Rams are going. And then the Cardinals, the NFC West was looking like the strongest division in the NFC. And now they're looking suspect all up and down. And Gino, I'm ordering some pizza from Gino's. They got the right mix. Gino has, as they kind of say, you thrown on the trash heap of the NFL. They didn't really get thrown on the trash heap, but he sure is playing like a starting quarterback, and a very good one. Now, he may not be Pat Mahomes or Dak, but he's shown that he's grown into a respectable quarterback, and not just a mediocre middle of the road, but a good quarterback. And so I think in the end, the Lions have a bigger chance of missing the playoffs. First Lady defend?
Well, yeah, you're right. The Vikings are for real, and they will win the NFC North Division. So that leaves the Lions to try for one of the wild card spots. And as you had said, the competition, this is going to be a challenge for the Lions because, you know, you have the 49ers, you have the Packers, you have the Bucks, and, you know, of course you got the NFC East teams that can go either way. You know, they can get hot. We don't know how they're going to be. You know, so it's going to be a very competitive race for those wild card spots. And unfortunately for the Lions, the Vikings look so superior that they can't win their division to get that automatic pass. So, you know, they have to try to get the wild card spot, and I just don't see them, you know, they can, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough because, you know, the 49ers got a lot to say. They can get on the roll, and we forgot about the Packers. And the Bucks have been, you know, with Baker Mayfield, the Bucks have been really playing well. The Buccaneers are on a roll too. So it's going to be so competitive. And, you know, the 49ers, you know, they had so many injuries. So once they get healthy, you know they're going to go on a roll. So I really see that the Lions could be out of this. You know, the Seahawks, they just need to be better than the 49ers to get to their division, to the West, to win the West. And as you were saying, Geno has been balling this year. He's definitely right now, I would say, could be a top 5 quarterback currently right now. I'm not going to say that he's always going to be a top 5 quarterback, but right at this time, he is within the top 5. For right now, he is in the top 5. You have to say that about Geno Smith. Like you said, I mean, he went from, he found his footing in Seattle. I mean, you know, he was almost one step from being out the league. How do we remember when he used to be with the Jets? They was making fun of Geno Smith when he was with the Jets. So he definitely was very good to go to the Seahawks. And once they got rid of Russ, that's all they needed. That's all he needed, and he's played very well. So I can see him taking the Seahawks to the playoffs, and the Lions, as great as they will be, they can be. I would say they could be out of it. You know, they may not make it.
All right, but you know this is flipped it. Well, we flipped the script in the fin. The Seahawks beat a hapless Miami team, an inept Patriots team, and a questionable Broncos. They are pretenders, not contenders. Go Lions. You know, as much as I really like the turnaround for Geno Smith, and the Seahawks are sort of like in that situation with the Dallas Cowboys, which is they can beat teams that they should beat, and usually those are teams with losing records. So the Seahawks are a good team that is making sure they beat the teams that they're supposed to beat. But there's a question, will they be able to, those teams that have good records and are competitive? Last year they fell short. This year, they may fall short again. And any of the 49ers, the Rams, even the Cardinals, they can flip the switch and become competitive in a heartbeat. So Seattle, they're looking strong today, may not be that way by the end of the season. Now the Lions, who if they had taken a couple of field goals during a certain playoff game, they might have been in the Super Bowl. But because they did not take some field goals in a playoff game that would have boosted them forward, they lost. So I think this year the the coach isn't going to gamble as much as last season and put them on a path where where they will be able to challenge the Vikings. They may not win the division, but they will win enough where they'll secure a wild card. And the Vikings in Detroit haven't met up yet, and that's going to be a humdinger. But the Seahawks, enjoy it while you can. But I think the realities of them not being able to, of them having to play teams with winning records who are competitive, I think that's still a big question mark. We know the Lions can do that. They beat the teams, but can the Seahawks? First Lady, defend.
Well, the Seahawks are 3-1, and normally you are what your record says. But let's face it, the Seahawks have played a weak schedule. I don't think they are a strong contender, and they have to face off against the 49ers twice. They have the Vikings. They have the Packers. So they still have to get through their schedule to win the West. That's what they need to do, because they have to win the West in order for them to get into the playoffs. And in the end, the 49ers are going to have a lot to say about that. Now, when you analyze the Seahawks, Geno Smith has been very, very good. But the problem with the Seahawks, it's not their defense. The defense is still a great, superior defense. But the problem with the Seahawks, their offensive line is extremely weak. Very, very weak. Now, that was good. Geno Smith has been releasing the ball quickly. He is a little bit, he has some movement because, he can run a little bit. He's not a Lamar Jackson running style, but he can still move around in that pocket. But that offensive line, I just can't say that they're going to be contenders when you have a very weak offensive line. And eventually it's going to tear down. And that defense for Geno, and Geno's going to be starting to get sacked a lot. And that's going to be a problem. They're going to have a problem making the playoff. And the Lions, they always have had a very strong all-around team. And I just think that even though the Vikings are winning, I still think the Lions are going to have the best record, and they're going to get that number one wild card spot. I believe they will get it, because I just think they got an easier path than the Seahawks, because the Seahawks have to win their division in order to get into the playoffs. They have to win the division. And right now their record is dictating that they will be the winners, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to bet against the 49ers. We'll never bet against the 49ers. And, that's the only team in that division really that has a chance. I mean, the Rams are not playing that well, so I don't see them. It's the 49ers. The 49ers are going to have a lot to say. All right, Spitface. It's that Geno is doing well, but the Seahawks, I mean, they're pretenders. I can't call them contenders. I can't see them making the playoffs unless they win that division, and I don't see that.
Hey, Ann, are you saying that the Stafford era in Los Angeles might come to an end?
Well, who knows?
Hey, I'll put it like this. He got him a ring. But it might be time. Okay, First Lady, over to you for more flipping.
The Commanders went on the road and whipped the Cardinals 42-14. So we ask, are they contenders or pretenders? Panel defend. The Commanders are overachieving. Unfortunately, it won't last, and they will show they are pretenders with improvements. All right, Spitface, defend.
I think that the number one reason that they will tend to be pretenders with improvements is because, one, they got, it seems like they got a franchise quarterback. And so they drafted a quarterback, he's playing, and they are winning. Now, here is the problem. He's a rookie quarterback. And now he's gotten the attention of the competition who are going, hey, he can win. So, like with any rookie quarterback except C.J. Stroud, except C.J., now you got to put C.J. on the exception list. Okay, because now everybody thinks that, we're going to get our rookie quarterback and go all the way to the playoffs. No. What will happen is, as the season goes on and defenses get tape on their rookie quarterback, they will start keying on any weakness he has. And, this is not a put down, but C.J. Stroud, it was a miracle. You just, that was like once in a lifetime. So, and a rookie head coach. So, so they will show who they are as the season goes on and the competition gets real. So right now, they're a pretender, but boy, they made some improvements. So I go next year.
Okay, next year. All right. Well, Jalen Daniels is the current C.J. Stroud this year. The second pick in the draft for 2 straight years is the better pick. And like you said, Spitface, he is a franchise quarterback. I mean, that's what he is. He's a franchise quarterback. I mean, he was a Heisman Trophy winner. A lot of people basically didn't think he was going to win that, and he was able to pull that off. So the Commanders are like a new shiny car. Everyone is fawning over them. Now, Jalen cannot do anything wrong. But like you said, Spitface, we forget he is a rookie. He will make mistakes as a rookie. Even though he's poised, he's played a lot of games in the college arena. We are in the NFL, and he is eventually going to make some big mistakes. And we forget, the Commanders have always been a bad team for several years. Yes, they have improved tremendously, but let's not get carried away to believe that this is going to be sustainable for the Commanders because, as time has proven, they've had good teams before, and they've fallen off, when it gets tough, when it gets the pressure of trying to make it to the playoffs. And right now, I mean, Jalen is doing well, but he is a rookie, and you can't depend on a rookie all the time. Now, it happened last year with C.J. Stroud and the Texans, but I just don't see the Commanders being able to sustain their winning ways. And like I said, they have that tough schedule, very tough schedule in November. The Steelers, the Eagles, the Cowboys. So that to me is going to railroad them, and we'll see that they are going to be pretenders, but with improvements. All right, panel, let's flip it. Defend. They have a hot quarterback, and their record says who they are, contenders. All right, defend, Spitface.
First Lady, while I look at the quarterback and go, you're not going to repeat a C.J. Stroud, but, see, they got other people on the team who they've stepped up their game. The defense is better. The special teams is better. The offense is better. And, they came into the season with low expectations and then started balling out. And that whipping that they put on the Cardinals, 42-14, I think really is sort of like a wake-up that, you know what, we can win, and we can win big, and we can dominate. And when a team has that kind of mentality that we can dominate, that carries over into the next game and into the next game. And they will hit that stretch where they have to play some elite competition. But I'm a little suspect about that elite competition. Will the Dallas Cowboys really be playing well come November? Will the Philadelphia Eagles be playing well? Now, both teams, the Eagles, you figure that they'll right the ship, but we've seen that ship end up sinking, several times before. And the Dallas Cowboys, at some point, the wheels fall off the bus. So come late November, Washington is a winning team. Oh, they might go on a roll. They might go on a serious roll. And the pressure is not all on their quarterback. They have a well-balanced team. And that might shake up the NFC East, might shake it up. And, again, there can be some the Cowboys have been known to disappoint, and Dak will get his stats. So, hey, they are contenders.
All right. The Cowboys are known to mess up. Yeah, so far they are. And the Commanders are 3-1, and they're playing out of their minds. Their coaching staff has done an excellent job. I mean, Dan Quinn oversees the defense. Remember, he was a former head coach with the Atlanta Falcons, and the only bad thing on his record when he got the Falcons to the Super Bowl, they allowed the Patriots to come back and win the game. All right. Now, Cliff Kingsbury, he was the Cardinals coach, and he did a horrible job. A lot of people felt that he shouldn't even had that job. But the one thing about Cliff Kingsbury is he's a quarterback guru. He knows how to he knows how to groom quarterbacks. He was the one who groomed Caleb Williams in college, and many people felt that the Bears missed the boat when they didn't sign Kingsbury as an offensive coordinator. And the Commanders are so thankful that they did, because he really has gotten the best talents out of Jalen Daniels. I mean, he's put Jalen Daniels in the best positions to show his talent. And people keep forgetting Jalen Daniels, even though, he is a rookie, he's played a lot of games in the college, a lot of games. So he came in with a strong playing record. He's played a lot of games in college, unlike a lot of these quarterbacks. So that's one thing about Daniels. So that's why he looks so poised and so confident out there. And this team is well-rounded. Like I said, Dan Quinn got the defense playing strong, and the offense from Kingsbury's point of view is really great. And like you said, Spitface, the only thing that the Commanders have to do is win the division. That's all they got to do is win the NFC East. And that is definitely could happen, because the Eagles and the Cowboys are really a mess. They're not in the position right now to win that division. And that's the reason why, the Commanders are definitely contenders, because they look the strongest right now out of that entire division. And we'll see as time goes by. But what we always say, you are who you are, and that's what your record says you are. They're contenders, because they're 3-1. All right, Spitface, take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we have a performance from the legendary Chris Jasper. At First Lady, I put on Between the Sheets this morning. And I was ready to fight the power. He wrote both of those. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but we'll be listening to Chris on Shout Out Part 2. Please stay tuned.
Welcome back. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout-out from the crew. Spitface, over to you.
All right. On the second part of Shout Out, we are featuring music from Chris Jasper out of Salem from his hit album, Be Number One. They say powerful new music from Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, songwriter, and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee Chris Jasper. Be Number One encourages listeners to overcome adversity and strive to become number one in everything they do. Ain't that nice?
Yeah.
And let's hear the title track, Be Number One.
Be one. I believe I can overcome. I believe I can be number one.
All right. Is B number one getting a shout out or the mute button? Well, I'm definitely giving it a shout out. It had that old funk style, and I like it. First Lady, what's the verdict?
I'm going to give it a shout out too. I mean, he got a little bit light with the words at the end, but but other than that, yeah, it definitely sounds like a Isley type of song, one of their powerful funk masters type of song. So definitely going to give it a shout out.
All right, the old school funk. Well, that is the end of shout out. You can check out Chris Jasper at chrisjasper.com and the Old Grumpy Radio Network. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, please send your emails and tracks to talent@oldgrumpyradio.com. First Lady, over to you.
All right, it's time for the pigskin picks, and we're in week 5, and I don't know what's going on with the production staff because they still don't have these statistics. I don't know. I don't know if something going on kind of funny there. They trying to cheat for you, Spitface? I don't know. But I'm going to have to get on these people. We'll definitely, without a doubt, have these stats next week because this is getting ridiculous. I've never gone this long. I don't know what's going on. I have to tighten the screw against these production staff. All right, let's get to week 5. Week 5. All right, we got the Thursday gotcha game. That was worth 20 million points. And it was the Buccaneers versus the Falcons. I had said the Falcons, hey. I mean, that was a great game. That Falcons team, they came back and won that game. I mean, DizzieMac had the Falcons. And Spitface, you did go with the Buccaneers, right?
Yeah, I'm rolling with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, but you ain't roll. The game is over. They lost.
Yeah, I'm still rolling with the Bucs.
You're still rolling with. I mean, that's what
I'm
you
gonna
asked.
roll
That's
with
what you chose.
I'm rolling with. I might have lost with them this week, but I'm gonna keep rolling with the Bucs.
You're
They
keep
for real.
rolling with Baker. Okay, yeah, we had previously done those picks. All right, so winners and losers. All right, for this week, the London game, that's worth 10 million points. We got the Jets versus the Vikings. I had picked the Vikings. DizzieMac had picked the Jets. And Spitface, who did you have?
The Vikings.
The Vikings, right. And right now, the Vikings are whipping them 17-0. Okay, let's move on. The Bills versus the Texans. DizzieMac has the Bills. Spitface, who do you have?
I'm rolling with the Texans.
I am too, Spitface. That's who I'm rolling with. I'm rolling with the Texans. Cowboys versus the Steelers. Spitface, who do you have?
I'm going with the Steelers at home.
I am too. I'm going with the Steelers. DizzieMac has the Cowboys. The Saints versus the Chiefs. I have the Chiefs. DizzieMac has the Saints. Spitface, who do you have?
I'm going with the Chiefs only because they're at home. I kind of like that Saints team.
Oh, really? I don't know. You talking about pretenders. I think they are pretenders. All right, moving along. Over, under, push. This is for 15 million points. Josh Allen, 250 yards passing. DizzieMac has over. Spitface, what do you have?
I'm going under.
You're going under. I got over. Texans, 150 yards rushing. Spitface, what do you have?
Over.
You have over. I have under. DizzieMac has under. Dak Prescott, 1 interception. I have under. DizzieMac has under. Spitface, what do you have?
Push.
Oh, you got push. You got him with 1 interception. All right, Kelsey, 1 touchdown. DizzieMac has under. Spitface, what do you have?
Push.
Oh, you got Well, you think Kelsey's going to get a touchdown? All right, I don't know. I got Kelsey under. It seems like he and Patrick Mahomes are not on the same page this year. I wonder if that's because of the girlfriends and the wives. You know, they've been talking about Taylor and Mahomes' wife are not seeing eye to eye. So I wonder if that's a carryover into the football field. We'll see. All right. Like I said, I'm gonna get on them production crew. We're gonna have those stats next week. All right, Spitface. It's time for the top story to watch this week. What is your top story to watch this week?
Dallas Steelers. Will Dallas go 2-3? Ooh. The Cowboy Nation will have a fit.
Okay. Well, my top story to watch this week is it time for Tua to return? Is his 4 weeks been up? I think so. So he's been looking and getting a lot of information regarding these concussions. So the question is, will Tua come back? That's a decision I'm looking to watch. Top story this week. All right. Join us as we honor our veteran women on November 16th, 2024. That date is coming up in Houston, Texas, and streaming live on your favorite device. To learn more, please visit honorourveteranwomen.com. Check out our current and previous episodes at Panties and Sports.com and our Facebook page, BP and Sports. This is Cheryl Smith, the First Lady of Sports Talk. Spitface, you have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. See you next week.